All right, guys, back for day 3 of this new cycle. So I'm going to start it off with an exercise for lats. So this is the cable prayer, cable pullover. It's been called a lot of different names, but and this one you've seen before too. I just realized I didn't change the weight on one side. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, but better to change it and be out of the screen rather than not be able to move. So here we go. All right, 1 set down. All right, so for shoulders, I was hoping to be able to do the cable kind of behind the back, just a little bit different than out in front, but it just doesn't feel comfortable. I don't know, maybe my butt's too big or something, but so instead I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna do the dumbbell upright rows again, and I'm gonna do them a little bit lighter this time, so higher reps, a little bit lower weight. That way it's a little bit different stimulus. All right, that's 1 set. All right, the next one's gonna be shoulder flexion. So just a front raise. Um, it's gonna be like a large range of motion, so all the way overhead. If this bothers your shoulders, don't do it. It seems to work mine. I do like going back a little bit too, just to get a stretch on it. So I don't know if you guys can hear the wind. If you do, sorry. All right, that's it for that. I changed the hand position because it just felt better. There's a little bit of click on that left shoulder. Nothing that hurt, but there was no click when I turned the hands. So if you're wondering why I changed, that's why. The next exercise is a dumbbell row. On day 1, I did it where the elbow was close to the body just to get a little bit more focus on the lats. Today, the elbow is going to be wide to get the mid-back area. Really want to get that stretch at the bottom and really pull the shoulder blade back and across to really retract it at the top. Just a FYI, this will be the 2nd set. It's amazing, but when you're trying to record something, it tends to work better when you actually hit the record button to start it. So here we go. Here's the 2nd set. Hopefully it'll be as good as the first one. not quite as many reps on the second set. All right, today it's time again for the single leg, or single leg in quotes. I'm going to do the ISO again, isometric. I'm hoping for around 7 seconds today. Showed you guys the deload week. I'll record the normal session too next time it rolls around. But I'll go for 10 seconds then, so a little bit longer time period. So here we go. And I know I'm not going very deep, but again, this is for sprinting, and I'm not in a very deep squat for it. So a little more sport specific. All right, so the next one's gonna be for grip. I'm gonna do a half crimp position, so around 90 degrees, and I'm just gonna hold it there. I like it from kind of this overhead or even kind of a row position because I can get the scapula involved too, the shoulder blade. So I'll just kind of have it, retracted down and back some. The full crimp that I was doing last cycle, it just seems to bother my knuckles. So it's just not for me. So I guess all these really hard crimp problems, if they can't be done with a half crimp, I'll never get to them. But I'd rather my hands feel better. So that's all right for me. So here we go. All right, and then I'll do the same thing on the other side. All right, that's it for today. So 4 sets for the pullovers, 4 sets for the dumbbell upright row, 3 sets on the front raise. Everything else was 2 sets. So dumbbell rows, grip, squats, and then I also did slice. I had aquabag on my shoulders. I'll link to the video with Chris Korfist. I don't really have room to put the camera to where you can see it. One of the keys with that too, for a lot of sprint drills actually, so there's different ones, like prime time's another thing from Chris Korfist and Dan Fichter. And so like a prime time is like a stiff leg run. It's easy to kind of lean back, and it makes it easier getting your legs up there, but it makes the drill less effective. So just a slight forward lean, so here straight, just that little bit forward, kind of lead with your chest, lead with your heart. It makes it more difficult, but it makes it a lot more effective too. So I the first set I could feel I was going back some. Second set I made sure I stayed there and definitely felt hips and legs working. So and the other thing, I'm doing the ISO on here just because for me, the isometrics tend to help whenever I have any little kind of joint issues. And so just since the full crimp seemed to be irritating the joints just a little bit, figured I'd do some of the isometrics just to try to help the fingers out, help them feel better. There's definitely nothing serious going on with my hands. They're fine. I was able to climb yesterday pretty well. So I just want to keep there from being an issue, so try to prevent that. But anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to take a day off tomorrow, and then I'll come back and start the cycle. So it'll be the next day. So I'll do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Take Monday off, Tuesday, Wednesday, take Thursday off, and keep repeating that. So hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.